All right, that's fine. Now I understand about the anesthetic. Now, the next thing I want to know...
Wait. You're going much too fast.
I'm not in the habit of waiting for things, Doctor.
That is obvious, Mrs. Woodard. Now, I spoke with Dr. Bolak. I stated your position and gave my recommendation for surgery in your husband's case.
And?
As yet, I don't have permission.
Oh, wonderful. Bill's entire future is at stake, and we stand around endlessly conferring. I want my husband well. I want him able to go on with his life. It's that simple. Come in. Oh, Dr. Bolak, we're going to confer again.
I understand that I have been given an ultimatum. Either I give permission for the surgery on your husband, or you're going to have him transferred to another hospital.
Essentially, that's it. Memorial Hospital has a bed ready for him with an adjoining room.
Are you aware of the dangers involved in moving him?
I think so. I'm hoping it won't have to happen.
Meaning?
That the surgery can be performed at Riverside.
Mrs. Woodard, what makes you feel that you know more about this case than we do? And what gives you the right to threaten us if we don't carry out your orders?
Because I know the patient better than you do. Look, doctor, you can give me a readout from his EKG. You can tell me about his blood count, how fast his heart is beating.
All of which happens to be very important information concerning a very sick man.
But what about the rest of him? Do you even know who he is, and do you care? Look, I am sorry if I seem to be pressuring you, but I have to, for Bill's sake. Because he would not want to lie in a hospital bed for months, confused and disorganized. For a man like him, that's no alternative at all.
You're asking this hospital to unnecessarily risk the life of a patient.
I am telling you that you do not understand what is involved in the life of this particular patient. It's power, it's politics, it's action. That's what you're dealing with.
The politician, not a man?
With Bill, the two can't be separated.
Yeah, well, actually, I understand. I've had some experience with political ambition.
Really? You yourself?
No. An acquaintance.
We've talked long enough. All right. Now, will you schedule the surgery or not?
Knowing what we know about his cardiac condition.
Bill's entire life is based on taking risks. People who are scared and timid. They live half their lives and they never take chances. Well, Bill is not timid and he's not scared.
Accepting the cardiac condition.
But now, you see, I don't believe that we can accept it.
All right, allowing for it. Knowing that it exists as a definite risk, there is a positive aspect. That once that passageway is closed, we greatly reduce the chance of infection.
Doctor, infection is a lot easier to control than cardiac arrest.
But as long as it's open, there is a great deal of... There's a fear of infection.
I can have him moved within the hour.
He may not live through the move.
Then you'll do the surgery here?
Do I have a choice?
No.
Schedule the surgery for tomorrow morning.
Thank you. I know he's going to be all right.
How nice to know so much. We'll discuss the anesthetic this afternoon, Roger. I want you to call in Clem Moultrie to assist in case there's trouble.
Will do.
He doesn't like me very well.
Sometimes he's very imperceptive on a personal level.
You're not. Thank you.
Tomorrow night, Mr. Woodard will be on the road to help in the Senate nomination.
I believe you. And I trust you.
How's your life?
Mr. Ryan, fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well. Could you tell me if there's been any change in Mr. Woodard's condition?
Mr. Ryan, we've been instructed not to give out any information on Mr. Woodard's condition to anyone.
And you're absolutely right about that? Thank you very much.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Good morning, Councilman. And congratulations.
I get another one of those. After all, it was a re-election I won.
You're right. We're all real proud of you.
Thank you. And since I am your local, friendly, trusted councilman, perhaps you'd find it in your heart to...
Leak a little information.
How did she guess?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps about Mr. Woodard?
Yes.
I don't think that would do any harm. His condition is unchanged. And so, I might add, is Mrs. Woodard's.
What does that mean?
This lady is the talk of the entire staff. With a flick of the finger, she has set up luxurious headquarters before our very eyes. I had no idea one of our straight, narrow rooms could look so good. She works like a demon, even though she's in tremendous pain. You want to know more?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, for instance, this morning for breakfast, she ordered fresh croissants and peaches and cream delivered privately to the hospital.
Nice work if you can get it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, did my brother happen to make it to the hospital this morning?
That wasn't a very nice question. Although, at times, I do feel when he goes home, it's touch and go if he ever gets back out again.
Well, look, you know, Delia pours the honey on the doorstep, lights the incense-scented candles. No food, but lots of grapes.
Yep, guess that's what she does.
Who knows what she does, huh? I mean, I didn't see her very much around the campaign headquarters. But I did hear a rumor that she's even more unstable than ever.
Yep. I don't know, it's as if her ego margins are dissolving or something. She's so unsure of herself, so afraid.
Well, what else is new, huh?
No, Frank. This time it's more internalized, more real. Who she is does not seem to exist unless it is constantly mirrored back to her. And that's what she's making Pat do. When she's alone, I'm sure she's terrified. Did you know that the other day she left a note saying that she was going to see her mother?
Yeah. Her mother being dead.
Bob found her at the cemetery, curled up on top of the grave.
Well, don't you see what this does? It just gets everybody scared about suicide again. Oh, my God, I've been this through I don't know how many times with her.
But why does she need so much attention, Frank? The pain is real. I just wish her timing weren't so rotten. I mean, Pat's entire medical career is at stake, and she's being more demanding than ever.
Well, if you're a success, she's threatened. If you're a failure, she's threatened. I mean, any tension taken away from her is bad. You could have a common head cold, and she'd start plotting how to be more important than that head cold.
But, Frank, this is not manipulation. I really think she's sick. And I don't see how Pat can be a resident in neurology and at the same time be responsive to the demands of a crazy, crazy wife.
Now, wait a minute. If you're asking me to help, I gotta tell you that Delia is one subject that I can't discuss with Patrick. Look, I promised to stop in and say hello to Peaches and Cream. That-a-way, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too.
Gillian!
Hi. Got your message?
Well, you could have returned it by phone, but I'm glad you wanted to see me in person.
Seneca.
Please don't destroy my fantasies. Under the circumstances, they're very necessary.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
Young lady, I called on you to help me with my legal problems, not to discuss my fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me, do you think a lot of people have fantasies about their lawyers?
Of course. Now, is there any other legal matter you wish to discuss with me?
Well, will Mrs. Woodard do?
Ah, right. Just the mention of her name makes my back stiffen. Tell me something. Do you think it would ruin my image if I reverted to 7 years old and just hit her?
Sounds very good to me. I had to give permission for the surgery on her husband.
Why?
Well, it was either that or watch a very sick man go through the trauma of being moved to another hospital.
Oh, she plays hard, doesn't she, in all her way?
Yeah, so we're going forward with the surgery tomorrow morning.
Is Bill Woodard aware of this?
No.
You're opposed to the surgery, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
Is that recorded in the records?
It's recorded yesterday.
Well, I'm going to draw up another form instead of the standard consent to surgery form, stating that against medical advice, Mrs. Woodard wanted to go ahead with the surgery. Because if anything should go wrong, she could sue the hospital for allowing her to go ahead when we knew better.
Thank you. I must say, I feel very relieved.
Glad to be of service.
Always?
Within the line of duty.
Now tell me, is loving Edmund's greatest admirer...
Me.
Oh, no. Me. Is that within the line of duty?
Loving is not a duty, my friend.
Quite right. Quite right. It is a pleasure.
Yes. Now, I'm going to my office and draw up that form.
Do you think you might stop it by in person?
No, but you could pick it up in person.
I'd like that.
Yeah, so would I.
Change of pace, how would you like to kiss a winner?
Oh, Roger,
Oh.
Roger.
Listen, I've got wonderful news. Sensational news. In fact, I gave up my whole lunch hour just to come over here and celebrate. Look, why don't we go out dancing tonight? I'll buy you a new dress, a blue gown.
Oh, Roger.
Oh, that's right. It's going to be another dull evening at home, working on your nervous breakdown.
Did you win an election or what? What is this?
No, honey, that was the good old boy, Frank Ryan, your first husband, remember? I'm the surgeon. And in fact, I could work 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it really wouldn't matter outside of Riverside Hospital. But I think something's about to happen. The Mr. William Woodard.
Woodard. Isn't he that rich guy, owns a lot of restaurants, something like that?
Newspapers.
Oh.
One of the most politically powerful men in the state. And first thing tomorrow morning, he's going to have surgery performed.
By you?
By me.
Are you scared?
Scared. My hands will be as light as a butterfly, and they will react as if I'm conducting a concerto. And then
he'll be all better, all fixed up.
and so will Dr. Coleridge. You see, all the major newspapers will carry the story of the surgery, and of course they'll mention the brilliant young surgeon, and I will have gained my entree to the elite.
That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Great.
Delia, what's the problem?
Patty's sending me to a psychiatrist. He's making an appointment for me.
When?
Tomorrow.
And what's the name of the doctor?
Dr. Pagano.
Pagano, he's very good. He's young, he's bright, he's got a good reputation. But he's a little too uptight and straight to see through you.
So what do I say to him? I tell him my foot fell asleep?
Yes, and that you get very scared when your husband's away and you're afraid and that, well, sometimes you feel like...
Sometimes I feel like I'm not even here. Like I'm not even real, like I don't exist.
Right, and then when you go to bed, all the nightmares begin.
Okay, I have nightmares. I have terrible, terrible nightmares about my mother. And I want her to hold me. I want to feel safe. And I try to find her.
And do you find her, Mrs. Ryan?
Well, yeah, she died, but I go to her grave.
That's beautiful. You've got nothing to worry about. And Dr. Pagano will think that he's found a gold mine of psychoses.
Are you sure about that?
Positive. But there's one problem.
What?
You see, Pagano was very big on the Rorschach tests. Rorschach, you know, the ink blots. And you say what they mean to you?
Oh, yeah, well, that's not a problem at all. You know, I know what I can do. I can just say the blots remind me of insects and spiders and things like that, all sorts of scary things. How's that?
No, he'll think it's phony. I mean, he's one of the best people at knowing what's behind the answers.
Well, so what am I supposed to say? This is a mess. This is really a mess.
Well, refuse to take the test. No,
No.
that's not good. It wouldn't fit your, well, the passivity you've been demonstrating. Wait a minute. I've got it. You're blocked. You're blocked. Every time you see an ink spot, every time he holds up a card, you say, it's an ink blot.
It's an
That's
ink
a big ink blot. That's a little ink blot. All you see are ink blots like that.
That is great. That is really, really terrific. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's because I love to help you.
Great.
You know, we've had some nice times together, Dee. You think about that, okay?
Yeah.
So how you feeling?
I'm fine. I'm glad you stopped by.
Well, I thought you might want somebody to talk to.
I do. I've decided to go ahead with the surgery.
You know it's okay to be scared, don't you?
Not scared, really. It's just more like the wind's blowing and I don't know what's up ahead.
Well, in my humble opinion, you've made the right decision. If the Senate nomination is the most important thing in his life, you have to let him at least try for it.
In a way, that's what he'll be doing tomorrow, isn't it?
You bet. But after tomorrow, the sailing is going to be a lot smoother.
Lonnie, you know, down there, people are sorting mail, painting bridges when they get rusty. Bill helped see to it that those bridges got built. That's why I love him. I was born in Topeka. Poor in Topeka. I like looking out a window, knowing that a lot of what's down there belongs to me. Is that wrong?
No. Just depends on how you use it.
Some people are meant to be in charge, don't you think?
Yes, I do.
When I was a little girl, some friends of mine and I were picking plums, 10 cents a pail. I remember sitting up there in that tree and saying, it's a waste of my time picking plums for 10 cents a pail. Someday I'm gonna be rich. Money means power.
I bet your friends didn't laugh when you said it.
No. Some of them are still back in Topeka. They have babies, they get their suntans in the backyard, make jam. It's all right, they're content.
But you had to get out.
I met Bill.
In Topeka?
Kansas City. Got that far on my own. He came to look over a newspaper I was working for. I knew right away he was going to be somebody special in my life. He had a kind of ease with the world that I just didn't have. Well, I asked him for a job, and he told me to look him up if I ever got to New York. So I took my vacation pay and my very first plane flight, and I went to New York. And I asked him again. And he gave me a job in the typing pool. But by the time I was 26, I was his private secretary, and I loved it. Only thing is, difference between a wife and a secretary is that at a certain time of the day, the door is closed and you're told to go home.
And you wanted to stay longer?
Yeah. And I even got that. A year after his wife died, I became his wife. Wanted to go back to that tree and just say, hey, look at me. I made it. We've had a very good life.
You know, it seems to me that Bill Woodard is not a terribly easy guy to knock over.
You're right. No, he has a lot of work left to do. I was the one that got us into politics, you know. Very exciting. You love it, don't you?
Yeah, I sure do. Competition. The sense that you can change things. Maybe even make a better life with the right amount of determination and energy at the right time. You tell that to the public, and you hope that they believe you.
And then comes election night.
Yep. And those votes start rolling right in.
And if for you, you're the winner. A fair-haired boy.
The time you won your town the race, we chaired you through the marketplace. Man and boy stood cheering by.
And home we brought you shoulder high. Timing's sad, but I'm awfully glad I've met you. I like winners.
Antonio Sabato Jr. is back as Jagger Cates, and the only place to see him is on the new season of Night Shift. General Hospital Night Shift, Tuesdays at 11 p.m. on SoapNet.
Turns here, and you're back in business. A little oil here, maybe. And some attention to the seam, and you'll last me another 30 years.
You talk to your rooster. Your grandfather talks to his punching bag. But there's nothing wrong with this family.
Oh, good morning, the two of you.
Hi.
Well, you look at that face.
That's her how about cereal, bacon, 6 scrambled eggs, and toast face. Father dear, what are you doing over there?
Oh. Would you believe your friend Tom practically knocked that thing apart?
Yeah, I would.
I'd give anything to see him fight.
You know, when we were little, something I used to wish for desperately was to have seen you fight.
Oh, yeah?
Pat told me once that you knocked out Joe Louis, and I believed him. And I got in a fight with Bessie Sullivan about it because she called me a liar.
I never heard that story before.
Yeah, well, Sister Annunziata pulled us apart before anything really good developed. But I sort of won anyway, because I made a mud ball, and I waited till we lined up after recess, and I let Bessie have it all over the old white Nissan. Oh, I hope you don't grow up with a nasty temper and a thirst for vengeance. There's probably no hope.
Sweetheart, there's always hope. I just wouldn't give odds on it. Listen, you don't have to make her cereal. That's oatmeal in that pot on the
Oh, terrific.
Oh, some mail here for you.
Yeah?
Including a big fat envelope from the Chancery.
Thanks.
The annulment.
It's all official. The church says my marriage to Jack Finelli did not exist. Well, Ryan, what do you think of that?
You know, I only hope Jack Finelli knows what he's done. What he's lost. That'd almost be punishment enough for him.
Okay, Finelli. I guess that's it. Oh, God.
wish I could believe this. That Jack told the truth to the tribunal, and the church has spoken, and we were never really married at all. But I don't believe it. The truth is that Jack didn't want me, didn't want us, so much that he lied about it.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
Now, for any rational human being, that should be enough to undo a marriage, shouldn't it? When your husband doesn't want you, that really ought to do it. Excuse me, Doc.
Go on upstairs, darling. Don't worry. I'll take care of feeding her highness. Well, darling, I can't fix this for her. I can't make her feel better. All I can do is sit here and hope she's all right. And that Jack Finelli gets his someday, sometime. Well, now, look. This here is your grandma's oatmeal. It's the real McCoy. Try this one. Yeah, open up. Atta girl. Sweetheart. There you go. You want to know what I think? I think you're both well out of it. I do. I mean, I have such high hopes for your mother and Tommy Desmond. I mean, he's 10 times the man Jack Finelli is. And not just because he's Irish. He likes my whiskey. But the man's got a heart and a soul. And he knows how to laugh. And he's smart. He is. He understands your mother. I'd match him against Jack Finelli. Any way you can think of. And Tom would come out on top. Now, isn't that a pleasant thought?
You walk out on your wife, Finelli, huh? You desert your kid, and you're not going to walk away from me, I'll tell you.
Sorry about that.
Oh. So you're feeling a little better now?
I am. I'm going to organize my daughter, pack my attaché case, go find Tom and make a lunch date, and then do lots of work this morning.
Sounds good to me.
What were you smiling about when I came in?
Was I smiling?
Like an angel.
Well, I don't know. I guess I was just trying to fix my mind on pleasant thoughts, is all. Listen, why don't you go upstairs, do what you have to do, and I'll stay right here with Ryan and finish up.
I love you both.
I love you.
have a real couch and everything.
You don't have to use it if you don't want to.
Could I sit over here?
Sure, make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. Thanks.
Now tell me if, you will. You have any objections about, coming here?
Yes, I do. No, I mean, I don't. See, it's nothing personal. It's just that I feel that I shouldn't be here because I'm not crazy, honestly.
I'm sure you're not.
Then why am I here?
Well, your husband, Dr. Ryan, whom I like and admire, asked me to see you, told me a little bit about some of your recent problems, and I said I'd be happy to talk to you and offer my help if you want it. That's basically what I'm interested in. What you want, Delia.
Oh, that's really very nice. I like that. Thank you.
Good.
Okay, well, Doctor, the truth is, I've been very unhappy the last few months. And I don't want to be. And I want that to stop.
Sounds like a perfectly healthy response. You want to tell me what's made you unhappy?
Oh, yeah, I can do that very easily because that part I understand. See, I lost my baby. I had a miscarriage. And the baby was the only reason that Patty married me.
Oh, I see.
Oh, no, you don't see. No, you don't see at all, not yet. See, Patty is the only person in the world that I care about. And I feel that I need him so much. And, Doctor, without him...
Without him, what?
I'm nothing. And I get very scared when I'm alone.
Scared?
Yeah. Yeah, I get very scared because I feel like I'm not even here. You know?
Yeah.
And I lost the baby, and I feel like I lost Pat, and I felt like he was moving towards Faith. Now, Faith is absolutely crazy about him, and they were going to be married once. See, all of a sudden, all these wrong things started happening.
What, wrong things?
Well, I got very depressed, you know? And, well, I was scared to be alone, and my legs started getting numb.
Yeah, Pat mentioned that. You want to tell me more about that?
Well, see, Patty doesn't know the half of it. He got so upset about the whole thing that I didn't tell him it happened before and that it happened since. See, sometimes my leg is fine. It's really okay. And then other times, well, it just goes numb from the knee down.
Yeah, I see.
And, see, I've been having nightmares. And I've been getting terrible headaches. And I felt that I had to see my mother, so I went to see her.
Where?
The cemetery. That's dumb. I know that's dumb. I understand that. But I just felt that I wanted...
Yes?
Well, I wanted to speak to somebody who cared about me. Doctor, I don't like it when Patty works at the hospital.
I understand.
What's that?
Oh, it's just a simple but very, very helpful psychological test. Is the name Rorschach familiar to you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to look at these one at a time and tell me what you see. Is that agreeable to you?
Sure.
Good. Okay, now, what do you see here? Your first impression. Don't change it.
Blobs of ink.
Well, of course, but what picture do the ink blots make when you look at them as a whole?
Well, it's a picture of spilled ink.
Anything else?
What else could it be?
Well, some people, for instance, I see a butterfly.
Oh, crazy people.
No, neurotic people, psychotic people, and healthy people, too.
Oh. Well, where's the butterfly?
Well, this area may represent the wings, body there, antenna, so forth.
So butterfly is the right answer.
No, it's not a question of right or wrong. It's simply what Delia sees.
She sees ink.
All right, let's look at another one.
Now, you see, I don't see spilled ink here at all. This one looks like someone very, very carefully painted it in.
To look like?
To look like a painted black card. No, I'm wrong. Oh, I feel so stupid. I don't know how to do this at all. I really don't.
No, not at all. I think what's happened is that you've blocked the associations just at... Would you like to go back to your feelings about Pat?
Yeah, because I feel much better talking about Patty. I feel much safer, you know?
I mean it. I will take you to the lunch of your choice, as long as it's not at Ryan's, Lem's, or Greenberg.
What about...
Or here.
May I think about it a minute?
Absolutely. Put your shoes on and I'll walk you over to the hospital.
Splendid.
What's all this?
Oh, I brought them up from the basement to unpack. I've decided to stay a while.
Ah, glad to hear it. May I look?
You may. No secrets there, just books.
Let me remind you that the last secret I came across was tucked away in a book. Never mind. Forget I said that. Oh, Tom, I don't believe this.
What?
Love potions, charms, and filters. Are you serious?
I was. Actually, I was desperate.
Who was she? I want the whole story.
Well, unfortunately, I can tell you very quickly. I fell in love. So did she. With someone else. I bought the book, but I think the other guy already had a gun.
Oh, poor Tom. Grind together an almond, a walnut, and an apple seed. Mix with sugar and butter to make a paste. Make small pills of this paste, and before bedtime, swallow 7 of them. If you dream of wealth, you'll marry a banker. Of white linen, a clergyman. Ugh. Of darkness, a lawyer. Of noises, a laborer. Of wild weather, a sailor.
Nothing there about a PR man?
You're out of luck. Oh, dear Lord. Steal a salt herring from a grocery store. Eat it. Do not speak after eating, and the first man you dream of will marry you. What if you don't remember your dream?
Well, I guess you don't speak till you do.
And what happens when they come to arrest you for stealing the salt herring? That's not very convincing, kid. You're in trouble. If you think of a particular man while swallowing a 4-leaf clover, you will marry him. I suppose that's not so bad. A little vinegar and oil, some salt and pepper.
Now, that might make a nice piece of promotion for Ryan's 4-leaf clover salad.
I'll tell Ma. Make a love potion by drying and crushing to a powder the web of a wild gander's foot. A pinch of this in your loved one's coffee.
What?
That's what it says. Will cause him to fall in love with you and remain faithful, as wild geese have only one mate.
He may fall in love with her, but he'll never marry her.
Why not?
Because she makes such vile coffee.
This book is terrible for your digestion. Have you tried any of these?
I have. Stand on your head while chewing a piece of gristle out of a beef neck and swallow it. And you'll have the love of any woman you want. Provided, of course, you don't choke to death.
Did it work?
Well, it was sort of after the fact when I tried it, and I don't think these things are supposed to last forever. I'd probably have to do it again.
Nobody should have to do that twice.
You're absolutely right.
Got an apple?
I do.
And you'll need a knife. Peel an apple without breaking the peel.
Then what?
Just peel it first. Oh, how do you like this? Name each of the 4 fingers of one hand for a different person of the opposite sex. Then squeeze them tightly together with the other hand. The one that hurts the worst indicates whom you will marry. I guess that isn't so funny after all.
Let me direct your attention to this apple peel.
Well done.
Now what?
Swing the peel 3 times around your head and throw it over your shoulder onto the floor. The pairing will form the initial of your lover's name.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
What's it say?
Exactly what I expected. M.
It's no way that's an M.
That is a letter M in the most ancient form of the Gaelic alphabet. Now, unless you're a Gaelic scholar, don't argue with me. Besides, M is most certainly the initial of the Lady Ella.
How do we always manage to get back to this?
Sometimes more circuitously than others.
Don't you think we should consider going back to work?
As soon as I get my shoe on.
I can't leave this thing alone.
It's yours.
Really? Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
On the eve of your wedding, take the shoe you will wear on the morrow, stand with your back to the door, and throw the shoe over your head. Do not look at it again till morning. If the shoe points toward the bed, your marriage will last forever. If the toe points toward the door, your husband will leave you or you him. Well, that could save a lot of trouble, couldn't it?
I don't think I'd try that. Self-fulfilling prophecies and all.
I wonder if there's anything in here about divorce or annulment.
Anything new on the annulment front?
Yes. I had a letter from the Chancery this morning. It's official.
I'm sorry.
It's not exactly a surprise.
But you didn't expect your reaction all the same.
I wasn't ready for my reaction to be what it was.
Which was?
Essentially boring. I am so bored with my reactions. I am 25 years old. I have all the terrific years ahead of me, a beautiful daughter, loving friends.
One friend in particular.
One friend in particular, and I will not sit around and moan because Jack Finelli has decided he can't live with me. Goodbye, Godspeed, God bless, and let me get on with my own life.
Well said. Let me get my wallet and we'll be on our way.
Sure.
All set? Don't forget your book.
I've got it, thanks. Holding a mouthful of water, run 3 times around the house, and your true love will appear to you.